this is a message for the director of Women for Change, Sabrina Walter. And this is not harassment. This is a response to your constant attempts to criminalize me for opening my mouth against your organization, for asking serious questions about how your organization is using campaign funds to solve the problem of gender-based violence in South Africa. Now, these people have taken it upon themselves to make 3 different cases against me: a civil case, an harassment case, and a criminal case. So they are going to the extent of abusing the legal process in order to silence a TikToker, in order to limit freedom of speech. We've already established that Women for Change is a registered NPO. They could have even come out with that and said, look, we are registered with the Department of Social Justice and our registration is not with the CIPC. No, they choose to let that false narrative run so that they can have leverage in the legal process to sue me for 1.2 million. You suing someone that isn't even worth 10,000 Rand for 1.2 million. Who are you doing this for? What are you doing this for? And why are you wasting so much of that donation and campaign money to sue a TikToker? You are paying tens of thousands in legal fees to sue a TikToker. And most of your followers will celebrate this. Yay, finally they're criminalizing another black man in South Africa. But the joke's actually on you, because that's your donation money that's being spent on these legal costs. And for your information, the first harassment case got dismissed with costs, meaning Sabrina Walter has to pay my lawyers for that harassment case. Yeah, that's your donation money. Yes, that's how Sabrina Walter chooses to spend all the hard-earned donation money that you give over to that organization, and all your blood, sweat, and tears that you use to march in the streets against gender-based violence in order to raise funds for these campaigns. Yes, that's where she's spending your money. And now I see she sent me another harassment case where she's blatantly lying, saying that I have 3 fake email addresses where I consistently harass her through them. Nobody has time for that cock. You can see I'm here in your face on TikTok. But now she wants to waste more of your donation money, taking me through another harassment case where she will lose and will probably be dismissed with costs again, because this one is truly pathetic. And you know what this is? This is that typical white European superiority complex sociopathic bullshit. This person has experienced issues in Germany, by the way, not a South African citizen, by the way, doesn't have a South African ID, but this person has chosen to bring our problems from Germany, traumatized by men in Germany, where they be a father or boyfriends. I don't know what happened there, but clearly this is a traumatized person who's chosen to bring those problems over to a third world country and deflect all of that trauma onto South African society and onto black men specifically, because it is implicit in the messaging of Women for Change that black men are the perpetrators in gender-based violence, the face of gender-based violence. And then what happens? They use black women to march against black men. Black women, y'all need to wake up. These European women can't keep using you for this shit, to gather money and then not report what that money's being used for. And here's the thing, I tried to keep quiet for the past 12 months. I tried to push these matters to mediation. I tried to get this to be civil dialogue where we can establish a common ground and move on from there. But this lady keeps trying to criminalize me. She keeps trying to fabricate things to get me in a bad position. I don't know if she wants one of these cases to succeed and then parade that on a social media page as a success, when there's real perpetrators of gender-based violence out there running rampant in the streets of South Africa. The same statistics that this organization is reporting. Why don't you use your financial resources to go after those people, to help real victims? No, you obsessed with me. I don't know if I remind you about your ex-boyfriend or something like, what